All right, we're back. Friday night, Skope TV. Ryan from Trenchtown on the phone. Now, Ryan, how you guys really you scored when you hooked up with Billy G, the big producer. How did that help advance your music and help to open doors within the industry?
Well, for starters, the music, he was really dedicated to the project, and we had our own sound. We released a few albums with Mary's Eyes. It was kind of a similar thing. It was good. We all loved it. But we got together with Billy, and it completely took a new. He brought this aggressive sound to it. I think this driving force, and it's probably because of his background. Biohazard and everything. But just the fact that he was dedicated to our recordings and would literally, had no problem saying, that whole 3 hours we just did suck. You guys, record that shit over, or record that stuff over and fix it. And it really, he wouldn't let anything go if it wasn't any good.
That's dope. And I would expect that from a professional like him. So I can't say I'm surprised. Now, Ryan, this might be a vague question, but what does Trenchtown offer the music industry and music as a whole that it's missing?
Well, maybe this is vain to answer this way, but I almost feel like the genre, you've heard pop punk and you've heard dub music and you've heard ska and reggae. Besides Goldfinger, I don't really know many bands that kind of combine it like we are. And it's not only just me thinking that, I do slightly think that, but it's what we've been hearing lately. So I really think it is kind of more of a unique type of a sound that's out there, at least right now. It's not like anything that you're hearing mainstream right now. And on top of that, the typical answer I would say is because we're genuine people, right? So we write music. We don't really try to point out something in particular or a certain type of sound. We just go in there and we jam. We're just musicians like every other musician on the street, musicians on the beach playing songs. That's all we're really doing. So
now, Ryan, why don't you give us a little brief look into your musical preference? Why don't you give us two bands that you're listening to now and that you respect?
Let's see. Well, as far as musical preference, I've been listening to the same thing for. I think you develop your favorite sound when you're young, or when you're like 13, and I think that's true. And for whatever reason, that's what happened to me. So I pretty much listen to the same things I've been listening to then, which would be anything from Rancid, No Effects, MXPX, for you guys there in Boston, Dropkick Murphys,
nice,
and stuff like that. That's if anyone asks me, here, let me borrow one of your CDs, what do you want me to listen to? I immediately go for that. And a lot of that stuff, of course they come out with new music now.
Yeah.
It's all, bred out of the 90s punk rock scene. So I guess that's what I'm listening to now. It's what I'm always listening to. I'll probably be listening to that when I'm 90 years old.
Now, you guys put out the self-titled 6-song EP, which is really great. People need to check that out for sure. But how much stress was there for you guys to really come out and create that radio or just mainstream hit, if there was any stress?
I don't think I felt any of that stress. We didn't feel any of that stress, really. We were just putting out an album. We've done it before. We didn't have a make it or break it mentality. We were just trying to put out the songs that we had created, 6 months prior to that. We didn't write in the studio. We had those songs already. We just wanted to lay them down. That was, as far as that goes, there was no stress. The only stress was trying to get it done because one thing or another, it just kept on getting put on hold. We would go on mini tours. Biohazard would go on a tour. We'd go back home for Christmas, holidays, and so the stressful part was just trying to get it finished because we were in there for about 9 months.
That's dope. Now, give the people at home a little glimpse into what's going to go down tonight. You got the show on the pier. You're obviously going to rock it. You're going to really lay it down. And then what do you guys do after? Is it back home or do you guys go out? What's a night like with Trenchtown?
Well, actually tonight, Well, we're it's kind of different now. We just hooked up with this other acoustic show that we play at another club, and we just got that maybe a couple weeks ago, a month ago. So tonight we're literally gonna play a show and then go play some acoustic music in this other club.
That's cool.
Tonight we're gonna be doing that till like 2 in the morning, and then we'll probably come back and chill for a little while. But nothing crazy tonight.
Good. That's good. Now, we're going to go out with a bang. This is our final question. This has been really, really cool. I've really enjoyed this interview, I got to be honest. So what's coming up for Trenchtown, and where can we check you out online? What do you got, the MySpace or Facebook? We got about a minute left. Let the people know what's happening.
Well, yeah, as far as finding out what's going on with us, is getting music from us. We have obviously the typical social sites. You can go to our website first of all, trenchtownmusic.com, and then you from there you can be directed to our music at Reverb Nation or MySpace. You can join us on Twitter and see what we're doing during the day. But that's pretty much, we're on iTunes as well, so just search Trenchtown EP, pick it up there. We put it on there as cheap as we possibly could, so I think you can get the whole album for $5. And as far as where you'll be able to catch us live, our plans are, right now we're just in the initial stages of talking to music agents. We're hoping to be on tour in March. So the spring and then through the summer, hopefully hitting up the whole United States. So.
Well, let's hope for a Boston date. And let me ask you a random question before we go, Ryan.
All right.
Facebook is the biggest social networking service on the planet. There's no doubt about it. But there's a lot of kids now who are starting to feel a little awkward because their parents are now on the same social network site that they are on. And it's just getting a little weird. Do you think that's going to hurt Facebook in the long term, or how do you see this whole thing playing out?
I don't know. You just have to block what they can read and what they can see, and that's as simple as that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You can pick what they're allowed to see. So if you don't want them to see the crazy pictures of you on Saturday night, you just say you're not allowed to see that.
That's right. I like that. All right, cool. Well, Ryan, we got to thank you. This has been incredible. Skope TV. You know we're going to be back with some more excellent musicians and bands and label executives. But Ryan, thanks for taking the time. This is Trenchtown. Go check them out. Trenchtownmusic.com. Skope TV. We'll see y'all soon.